Hi, I'm Brett Larkin. We are going to do a sacred feminine flow to connect with the energy of the moon. Come to a comfortable seat and we'll start with some Sufi grinds. So just beginning to move right away and feeling into your hips. If you haven't done these with me before, you rock forward. It's kind of like you're shining the heart over each knee. And then you round the low spine, rock back on your sits bones. Breathing in to come forward, breathing out to round back. Hands are on the knees. So it's like your torso is this giant ladle and you're scraping the inside of a bowl. Reverse direction. Close your eyes, begin to tune into your breath. You can visualize or imagine moonlight glistening above you. Slowing everything down. Pausing in any juicy spots. There's a place where the hips and the low back connect that feels especially good. Allow yourself to do a little massage there. And we'll slowly make our way to all fours. Spread the palms wide, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Open and broaden the chest. Big inhale, keep the back of the neck long. Exhale, round the low back, look at your navel. 2 or 3 cat-cow. Linking your breath, your movement. As women, we're always changing with the moon. We're connected to the tides. So just as you move in this cat-cow, allow yourself to sense you and the night, the moon, the natural energy sinking together. Come to a table pose. Extend your right leg behind you, lift it up, and we'll add now knee to nose on the inhale and taking the leg back as we breathe out. So join me, your movement, your breath. You can make this slower than me if you like. Or faster. That's how spirit is moving or calling to you. You need to nose as you breathe in, extending on the exhalation. Listen carefully. The next time you extend, let the leg stay long. Turn your shin, so see how my shin is going to swivel. Place the back foot, and then let that moonlight bathe you as you open the chest. One huge breath in and out. Maybe taking the top arm back. Nice. And then finding that on the second side. So extending the left leg back, lifting from the inner left thigh. Big breath in, exhale, knee to nose. Sensitive wrists, you can always do this move on little fists if that feels better for you. Three more here before we bathe under the moonlight, swiveling the bottom shin and planting the left foot down. Last one. Good. Extend the leg, swivel the shin, plant the left foot down, and reach the left arm up to the sky. Let this feel really good. One more huge breath, reaching, letting the moonlight touch your heart. And coming back to all fours. Bring the right foot forward. You can carry it or slide it into this nice lunge. Good. wag the hips from side to side. Squeeze the inner thighs together now. And if you like, you can take either hands to hips or interlace the hands below the low back and show your chest to this night sky. So close your eyes, really invite the visuals here of being under a starry night or a cloudy night, whatever works for you. Any crunchiness in the low back, just take the hands to the hips instead. One more breath. Beautiful. Hands to the mat, straighten the front leg, toes skyward, and exhale, fold. A little hamstring stretch here. And then just to make it a little bit more interesting for our moon flow, keep the heel planted, but spiral the toes. So start moving the toes in some circles just to get a little bit more of an interesting hamstring stretch. The front knee, second time in this lunge. This time, squeeze the inner thighs together, lift the pelvic floor, hook the thumbs, bend the elbows back. Same thing. Seeing the starry night above you. Pull the navel back to the spine, squeeze the inner thighs together. As you're ready, exhale. Hands frame the foot, step back, rinse it out with a cat-cow. Do that lunge sequence on the second side. Left leg draws forward. Rock a little bit side to side. Notice how this side is maybe different than the first side. Beautiful. Hands to thighs, and then your choice. You can either take the hands to the hips, alternatively interlacing the hands behind you, rolling the shoulders back. Hello, moon. 2 big breaths. Pulling the navel towards the spine to protect the low back. Core engaged, abs engaged, heart open. Exhale, hands frame the foot, fold over a straight leg. So toes point skyward. Exhale, chest towards the knee. Draw the shoulder blades down and back. And then keep the heel planted. Roll the foot, roll the toes. Rebend into the left knee. Time to hook our thumbs the opposite way. High lunge, bend the elbows. Keep pulling up through the pelvic floor, the inner thighs squeeze together. Send the heart back, the elbows back. Last breath. Exhale, hands frame the foot. Curl the toes under. And your choice, you can stay in all fours or press back into a downward facing dog. Just for a moment, pedal the legs. Down dog's a nice introspective posture. Giving yourself a moment to look inward. Rock forward to a plank pose. Gently place the knees on the ground. Zipper up from your pubic bone to your navel. Bring the heels to your seat and slowly lower down in one straight line. We're moving into uplifted Cobra. So this is a little bit different than Cobras you may have done in the past. Take the hands wide of the mat, and then it's like your little spidey hands. You don't want the palm of the hand touching the ground. We're going to zipper up through the legs, so make sure the kneecaps are lifted, hamstrings engaged. Press your hips into the mat, and then think of the crown of head moving forward as you come up using your low back strength. So the arms are just like little decorations, and you're using your low back strength to be in this Cobra. Big breath here. Exhale fully, draw navel to spine, lengthen the tailbone back towards your heels, kneecaps are lifted, so if I touched your legs, they're super engaged. And exhale as you're ready, get longer as you let the forehead come to the ground. 2 more, inhale. Using your low back strength to come up. Exhale as you're ready, lower.
And for this last one, we'll allow ourselves to use the arms. Inhale, come up. Let yourself press through the palms now. Inhale, spin the elbows forward. Exhale, broaden across the chest. And now you can move a little bit left to right. So this is kind of my take on a King Cobra. We have a much wider base than traditional King Cobra because the palms are super wide. And just explore here. Take a little moonlight bath, move the shoulders, see what feels good. Beautiful. And then engage your abdominals. Slowly come down. So you're using your core control to take you down. Hands come back underneath the shoulders. Press into a child's pose. Should feel good on the low back. Your in-breath, downward facing dog. Walk the hands and the feet toward one another. Clasp opposite elbows. And we're going to do a giant sundial that'll take us all the way up to standing. So first just find your weight in the balls of the feet. Let the head relax completely, like dead weight, like a bowling ball. Let it be so heavy. And then connect your left elbow and left knee. You're going to come up through a giant side bend, clasping opposite elbows all the way to the top. Take the elbows back. And then coming down, so your right elbow and right knee touch each other, or as much as you can, you're yearning towards that, and then into a forward fold. So this is sundial pose, or moon dial for this class. Just visualize yourself here being bathed by moonlight. This should feel so good, because it's a side body stretch and a forward fold, and a little back bend, all at the same time. The next time you're in the forward fold, reverse direction. Nice. Let the hands come back down to the ground, forward fold. Bend the knees generously. Come into a little squat, a little hug. And making your way into Baddha Konasana, seated. Soles of feet touch. And your option here, how far you want the heels from the body. This is going to be maybe easier on the hips. Heels closer to the groin is going to require more openness in the hips. So just feel where you feel settled. Find a moment of stillness. So just visualize the moon beaming down, soaking up that silvery, luminescent energy. And what's so interesting about the moon is how its shape is always changing. It's always changing the tides and the nature around us. So come back now into those Sufi circles that we found at the beginning. These could be really subtle, keeping this movement pretty small. Or if you're inspired and you want to go big and make big circles, you can do that. Keep the eyes closed, just winding yourself down from this practice. Notice if you feel called to switch directions of your circle, or if you want to keep going in the direction that you're circling in now. Just honor whatever you're feeling. That is the nature, the power of the feminine. She just wants what she wants, how she wants it. So let go of the rules, just let this feel good. And if you want to do this in a cross-legged seat instead, if Baddha Konasana doesn't work for you, go for it. We'll close our practice together on the ground in Supta Baddha Konasana. I like to get there by pressing the soles of the feet into the floor, holding the backs of the thighs and rolling down one vertebra at a time. Your option is to be here, either in constructive rest, or Supta Baddha Konasana would have the soles of feet to touch. If you have your blocks at home, You can take one block in between your shoulder blades and the other block underneath your head, and do a little moonlight soaking here. Whatever works for you. Sense your body under the glow of the moon, soaking up that silvery illumination. Rest here for as long as you possibly can. And I'm sending you so much love from my heart to yours. Namaste.
I've linked up some similar classes and relevant blog posts on this topic, along with some free gifts in the description box down below to help you take your practice deeper. Thank you so much for practicing with me. Namaste.